Let me say officially, welcome to Cinematic Arts for kickoff events. Maybe some of you guys are not familiar with our new name, Cinematic Arts. We used to be film video, and then we decided to change our area name. So now it's Cinematic Arts. Okay. And if you are a new student to join us, I really want to welcome you. You know, I will say that this is the best program at UTA, and very soon it will be a best program in the nation and the world. For that, we are working very hard as a team. My name is Chang Hee Chun. I'm a professor at Cinematic Arts, and I'm an area coordinator. Even though I mainly teach graduate students class, hopefully I will have an opportunity to teach the undergraduate class in the near future, and I will see you guys in person, hopefully. Um, Even though I don't teach you in the class, but as an area coordinator, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me. You can easily find my email address on the UTA website. If you do, I promise that I will respond your email within 24 hours. So again, in a minute, other faculty members will introduce themselves too, but I do want to make sure that we are here to support you. We are here to make sure that you will receive a great education and you will be a great filmmaker. That's our goal. That's why we are having these events. And I wish we can have that event in person, but as you know, due to the COVID-19, we are following CDC guidelines, and we try to make sure that we maintain the proper social distance so that we can protect yourself, protect you and ourselves too. And I know maybe as a freshman or the new first year students, it's an unusual time. I know maybe you have some concerns because of these situations, but I want to assure you that we are here to help you, and we want to make sure that we will create the safe learning environments for everyone. And hope, in the near future, we could have a regular class in person so I can see you also in person too. In order to welcome you, I prepare some special gifts, but since this is not an in-person meeting, I can only give you this virtual gift, okay? But this is not just a drawing, you know, this is an actual pen and keychain, nice cinematic arts logo on it, okay? I can wait to actually deliver this to you once situation is better. So in the near future, once you guys start to have face-to-face meeting, sometimes in this semester or the next semester, I will make sure that I will deliver this to your faculty, and faculty will distribute those. It's a small gift, but it has our hearts for you. So they will deliver this one to you guys. Okay, so I'm sorry that again I can only show you the drawings, but eventually you will get this gift, and that's a kind of the little symbol that we are a great community. As you know, the filmmaking, one person cannot do everything. It's a collaborative art. Just like that, in our area, we collaborate, not just among the faculty, but with you as a wonderful, amazing students. We are going to work together, okay? So, can't wait to give this gift to you guys again. And then let me quickly summarize today's schedule. I include this in our invitation, so I'm sure that you know what will happen today. So before we start to introduce other faculty members, I'm just going to show you a very short video clip which will highlight the wonderful student films and great screening events we made last semester. We as a filmmaker, we don't just talk, we show things. That's why at the beginning, I love to show you these little highlight clips. And then there will be a faculty introductions, and then very important student organization. You really want to join this. So SFVO, Student Film Video Organization, will be introduced by the faculty supervisor, Professor Daniel Garcia, and also student representatives. And also we have a wonderful graduate program. They also want to welcome you. They made a small video clip to welcome you too. So Hin, as a graduate student's representative, she will welcome you, and then I will show you that little video the graduate students made just for you. And then Professor Bart Wise will talk about production safety guideline. Again, we care about your safety when you create the film. So we do create this important guideline for everyone in our area. So Professor Wise will explain those things. And then following that, Professor Newton will talk about diversity and inclusion. You know what's happening in the world and in the United States right now, right? And we as a citizen, and then just as a human being, we deeply concerned about what's happening in our world. And we do want to make sure that, you know, if you feel any concern or injustice because of those issues, again, we are here to support you. So Professor Newton will explain about that. And soon, I'm sure you guys have a wonderful first week of the class, but then in order to make a movie, you need to access the equipment. You need to use the camera, you need to use a microphone and so on. So Professor Pinkston will explain how that equipment checkout process works, especially in this challenging time, okay? And then I'm going to introduce some of important information, mainly about, you know, our new curriculum, and also what will happen at the end of this semester in terms of our wonderful screening events and so on. So I'm going to explain that real quick. And at the end, one of our students made this promotional video for our area. It's very short, and I'm going to show you, and then you will have a Q&A sessions. Even though at the end, we will have this Q&A in the middle of our presentation and conversation. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask your questions. Again, you know, we are a community, we are a family, and you can just ask any questions to your father and mother, right? Same thing. If you have any questions in the middle of presentations or during these events, please ask questions if you have, okay? So let me stop sharing my PowerPoints. Let me go to my another screen to show you this little video clip, only 2 minutes. Hope you will enjoy. Let's go, girls. You're praying. Cut. Cut. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little video clip. Now I'm going to ask the faculty to introduce Professor Bart Wise. Would you mind if you go first?
I just have to remember to turn on my sound. So, hi, I'm Bart Weiss. I've been teaching here for a few years, and I teach intermediate and a lot of other classes. I also produce a TV show on KERA television called Frame of Mind. It's going to have 12 episodes this fall, and one of the episodes we're going to show Shelley Brandon's film. So you'll be meeting Shelley in just a moment. I also do a podcast about documentary films. So if you're interested in documentaries, listen to the Fog of Truth. There's always something going on there. And we have our documentary festival from the Video Association that I run called DocuFest in the first weekend in October. So anyway, a whole bunch of stuff. Come by, have fun, enjoy, and be inspired and make great work. That's what this place is about.
Hello, I am Patty Newton, and I've been teaching here for about 10 years. Before that, I worked professionally on independent films, the studio network series, as well as documentary series for public broadcasting. My work as a producer-director has screened in film festivals domestically and worldwide, and I served as president of Women in Film Dallas in 2016. When I started out in college, I wasn't sure what to study. I loved films. I had spent my, all my time growing up watching them, and I was unsure that I had what it took to go into a highly competitive industry with few women working behind the camera at that time. I enrolled here at UTA. The program was new, and I, after my first year, because it was a very small program at the time, I got an internship on a short film by Dallas filmmaker Ken Harrison. We shot 12-hour days, mostly exteriors, for a week during a record hot summer here in North Texas. I'm sure everybody is aware of those. My jobs were PA, script supervisor, craft service, and a child actor wrangler. My career sprang from that very first internship, and most of the professionals who were on that crew are still my friends and my colleagues today. Our network has only grown, so take a moment to look at your cohort, everybody who's on this event today and everybody who's in your classes this semester and following. They are your future casting crew, and you will know them for many, many years. You'll work with them and you'll respect them for your lifetime, quite possibly. I fell in love with taking an intangible idea and creating meaningful art that can change lives in an instant, and it can inform the future. That's one thing that I've learned over the years. So you are the future, and I welcome you to our family. We're so happy you all are here. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And then the next will be Professor David Pinkston.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to see if I can find the camera here and be able to talk to you directly. I put my cue cards up here so I can talk to you very quickly. It turns out, and it's a surprise to me, as of this year, I've been in the industry for 40 years. Of those 40 years, I've also taught classes for 11 years at UTA. The freelance has been as a cinematographer, a gaffer, and editor. Worked on features, narrative shorts, documentaries, and more recently, within the last 3 years, working with what is called interactive corporate video, which is training for personnel, and it's a decision tree. People that watch the videos go through, and so it's almost like doing a sitcom, but you can change the storyline. The classes that I've been teaching at UTA have mostly been cinematography, but I have taught art direction and stop motion. And of course, intro, which we now call Cinema Production 1. And I'm very happy to have a new set of students to be able to get them started in their film career. And that's what I have.
Thank you so much, Professor Pinkston. Next, I'm going to introduce Professor Ben Wegley. Professor, I think the microphone is on mute.
It is. Thank you. So again, my name is Professor Wagley. I teach all of the courses that are offered at UTA. It's a relatively, it's a budding area, and we're trying to add classes all the time. I've been in the industry since 2005 as a professional animator, and I've worked on 13 different released projects, including Duke Nukem Forever and Borderlands series and 7 Days to Die. So you might have heard of those. Other than that, welcome.
Thank you, Professor Wagley. And then next is Professor Shelley Brandon.
Hi, everybody. My name is Shelley Brandon, and I have about 35 years total experience in the entertainment industry. I actually started as an actor. At the time, I was interested in film, but that was before technology really leveled the playing field for everybody. And I was told that if I ever wanted to be a director, I had to start as an actor. And that was what was available to women at the time, was that if you expected to make it, you started as an actress. And then if you did well, you could meet some people and maybe get into directing at some point. So I was an actress for a while, and it really wasn't my best skill set. So I took some time off and had some kids and got married. But I continued in that field as an acting coach, and I got involved on some film sets as an acting coach, and started to meet some people, and technology changed, and filmmaking became a little bit more accessible to everybody. And so I ventured into filmmaking about 10 years ago, and started by just making a film. I used what I had and who I'd met in by going that route, and made some films that did pretty well. And so a few years after that, I decided to pursue my MFA, and I came here to the University of Texas at Arlington, and was mentored by these fabulous people that you're hearing from today. And I've been teaching off and on during the MFA program, and for about a year now here, as a graduate teaching assistant, and also now as adjunct now as adjunct faculty. I am currently, I've assistant taught Bart's advanced class. I've helped with intro. I've done something called Art Factory, which was a workshop for all art students. I've done intro with Patty, intro with David. I've taught directed screenings 3 times, and right now I'm focused on directing workshops. So chances are good that those of you who are just beginning, that's where you will meet me first, if not in directed screenings, but Patty and I both teach that. So yeah, I want to just reiterate what everybody else says. If you need a listening ear, be sure and send me an email, or come to my office hours, and we're here to help you guys out with whatever you need. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shelley. Next is Professor Thomas Lumpkins.
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm an adjunct professor. I've been with UTA for many years now, having the honor of working alongside Patty Newton on several projects, wonderful work, and of course, great guidance from Bart Weiss. Everybody is fantastic at UTA, so I feel very pleased and honored to be part of that. I'm a screenwriting adjunct. I tremendously enjoy it, and I feel that it's the backbone to all great artwork in the cinematic arts. I've worked with Magnolia Pictures, working on promotional trailers, and I've worked with Access TV for about 14 years, which now has come to an end in television, cutting everything from Alice Cooper type music videos and camera work to regular television shows. So I've worked pretty much in every aspect of television and film. So I'm available for any emails or feedback that you might need. And yeah, thank you again for having me.
Thank you so much, Professor Lumpkins. And then the last person is Professor Daniel Garcia. The reason why I introduced him at the last moment, he's faculty supervisor for SFEO. So he's going to introduce himself, and then also he will introduce SFEO.
Microphone, there we go. What an honor to be here. Even though we're far away from each other, we're committed to feel close and work closely. My name is Daniel Garcia. I am originally from Peru. And I have been doing this for several years now. I've been at UTA for 4 years. Been a wonderful experience. The thing that I like the most is to be with people when they are putting together their stories, and partaking from a journey, I think, is the most gratifying experience for any faculty, any professor, and especially any storyteller. You will see me, well, now on the screen, but probably around soon, hopefully, in our spaces. I'm the guy who's trying to be funny all the time and failing. So it will not be hard for you to remember me. Yeah, I've done documentary and narrative, and the noise that you hear over here is my 10-month-old boy, who is already filling out with a lot of ideas, stories, my bucket of ideas. I would love to have the chance to meet you, and for the ones who are not in my classes or have not been in my classes, please feel free. Just as Chan-Hee was saying earlier, we are here because of you. We're here because you are the fresh blood that is going to tell the stories of the future, and we want to be part of that. And I feel that it's an honor for me to be part of you as a student's process. And I don't try not to see my students just as somebody who's taking from me, but something that an experience that from which I enrich myself. And that's it. And now with this, we move to the next point in our program. It's an honor for me to introduce you to Ali and Kiona, who are the leaders. Kiona is the president, Ali is the vice president of the student organization, SFEO. And I want to just pass the ball to them because we want to talk to you about this very important, wonderful student organization that we want to welcome you and you take advantage of as well. So here we move to them.
Oh, hi. So I don't know why my video won't turn on. Sorry. Can you see? No?
We see beautiful pictures of you.
Yeah, but Mike, I can't even see you guys anymore.
Well, we can hear you really well if you want to.
Okay,
go.
there we go.
Hi, Ali.
Hi. So
there you go. Both of you.
Okay. Hi, so my name is Kiana. I'm a third-year student here, and I am the president of SFEO, and I just want to say that we are not just here to help build long-lasting relationships. We are also here to help better your storytelling. We are a bunch of group of students that thrive on creativity and networking within one another with the guidance from our fellow peers, staff, and faculty, and that basically SFEO is an organization basically led by the students we elect from the Cinematic Arts Department. Within that, the purpose to build the film and animation community here at UTA. Ali, you want to introduce?
Sorry, yes. Hey, Ali. I'm also third year, but this is my final semester. I'm for real gonna graduate. I've called myself a senior for 2 straight years and then, just been dragging it out. So this is it. I've had the opportunity to work with all of these professors, and they are wonderful and all have a lot to give and a lot to teach. So be excited. I'll let Zara introduce herself, and then we'll get into SFEO a little bit more.
I was muted. I'm so sorry. Hi, my name is Zara, and I am also a senior, and I'm also going to be graduating by the end of the semester. Yeah, it's been a wild year, but I hope we can all still have fun, even though it's, kind of wild.
It has definitely been wild. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about what SFEO does or plans to do or has done in the past. Basically, we do anything that the members want to do or want to see. happen. So in the past, we've done movie nights, we've done workshops, we've had guest speakers come in, we've done game nights like board games. We've also played games on the big screen like game systems. And of course, we do the big end of semester screening every semester. So today, since we have some people here, we're going to take advantage of it. And we want to ask you guys some questions to kind of get to know the new community, well, new and old, depending on who all is here. I've seen some familiar names as well. And we want to get to know you. We want to get to know what you're interested in seeing. So we want to start out. I'd like to get people to type in the chat. If you could let us know why you decided to join Cinematic Arts, what your interest is in film and animation or writing or whatever it is that you wanted to do that made you choose this degree. So I would really love to see a few people type their answers. If you want to speak, you're welcome to speak as well. Just let us know that you want to pop in and talk. While hopefully some people are giving us some insight to why they decided to choose film, I will talk about myself. I've always enjoyed photography and video as a hobby. So when I saw that the Army had a career for photo and video, I was like, I'm going to do this in the Army and get some experience in it instead of going to school, because I was tired of school at the time. So I did that and I got a lot of experience, 10 years of experience. And then I was like, okay, Army's exhausting. So I had free college waiting for me, and I decided to go back and get my film degree so that I could learn the civilian side of things and more narrative side of things, because combat camera was very documentary heavy, as you would probably assume. And I've gotten that from this program for sure. I've definitely learned so much and grown a ton as a filmmaker, being here and learning just the other side of things, and also a lot of jargon that's completely different outside of the military. So yeah, so if you guys could, continue. I was just gonna say, Lindsay just said she enjoys editing and has been doing it for 6 years on and off. I was a big editor before I came here, and then I don't really like it anymore. But I found other things about film that I love more than that. So, you really learn a lot about yourself in the program as well.
Ellie,
Yes.
looks like there's a couple of hands up.
Yes, I saw some couple of students raise their hands. So, hello friends, you can speak up. So who wanna go first, Stella or?
Okay, I guess I'll go. So I know I've always wanted to get into I know I've always wanted to get an art degree. When I was in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do exactly. And when it was my senior year, I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And one of my teachers, he was my economics teacher. He was telling me he lived in London for 2 years. And when he was living in London, he became one of his best friends was actually getting into film. He now is this really big art director, Ben Collins. And I actually got to talk to him and everything. And I was like, this is honestly a really big thing. I really fell in love with this. And I was like, you know what? This is something I would love to do. And one thing is I love to push myself. I've always wanted to get into something that was hard. And me, a lot of people don't know this about me, is I'm disabled. I have I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user. I have all these things. And one thing is representation is such an important thing for me, that going into a career that I know I can change a huge outlook, I can make a huge impact, is what is so important to me.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
That's another thing I love about the program, is there's so many people with so many different stories that are important for them to tell, and a lot of that comes out in watching our filmmakers You'll start to see that certain people tell certain types of stories because it's important to them, and it really helps each of us grow and learn about the world around us as well. Noah, would you like to share?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, hello.
Ah.
So the reason that I joined Cinematic Arts, I love storytelling, and I want to be able to practice my writing skills and to improve that, especially in that script format. I'm not used to writing in that way. But so I want to be able to bring the ideas that I have to life. And then I also just love talking about film. It's something that I've grew up watching movies. My whole family is obsessed with them. And so just being able to discuss film, discuss movies, and one of my goals is to maybe become a teacher. That I'm planning on minoring in English, so that I can maybe do that. And so being able to teach film would also be something I'd really enjoy as well.
You're definitely in the right place. We have a great grad program, and some great students that are learning and growing their teaching abilities as well. And there's a lot of students here who love film, and we discuss films, and we've done like our movie nights a lot of time turn into movie critiques. And so, which brings me into my next question. I'd like to hear from you guys what you guys would like to see. So there's a lot of things we can do, a lot of discussions that we can get going. We can also do like mentorships or have upperclassmen help out the younger students with editing and things like that. And we can schedule times for that. So whatever you guys are into, whatever you'd like to see, and it could be totally away from things that I have said, then let us know, because we really we want to serve you guys, and we want to better this community, and help everyone grow and have fun as well.
Thank
So
you,
if
Alex.
anyone wants to speak, sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay.
I was
just
just
want
going to
to
say, if
mention
anyone wants
that.
to speak on that as well, you're welcome to.
Right. I just want to mention that you guys are also checking the meeting chat while you are listening, because I see a lot of great comments and wonderful things they are sharing. So I just want to let you know, you can also go to the meeting chat and then see what others are saying, because there are a lot of lovely stories and statements and things there. Okay.
I saw in the chat that they mentioned the orientation video. I was once an orientation leader, and I actually got to shoot one of the videos for the upcoming thing. And they love film students to see them actually come leaders and lead the art scene there. So that's a possibility that you guys should look into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's also other opportunities for shooting for like the orientation videos, things around campus that need to be shot or need to be created virtually. And I don't know if Chengi wants to talk about that opportunity or not later on with Matt.
Later, yes.
Okay, so what? Well, more people are writing. What Cedric had said, like there's definitely lots of opportunities for that with SFEO and with other organizations as well. And I'm sure Chengi will bring that up. So. Yeah, I think it's great that everyone's excited, even though we're having a strange start to the semester. I definitely want you guys to continue. If you think of something during the rest of the meeting, feel free to write it in there or email one of us. I'll put my email in the chat, and you're welcome to shoot me an email if you have any questions or anything you'd like to talk about. I am going to go ahead and pass it on to Zara, because I don't want to take up the whole meeting. But Zara's going to talk a little bit about, we've got officer elections and things that coming up. So if you want to be a bigger part.
If I can interrupt for one moment.
Sure.
In the comments, people do not feel that you need to bring an idea that everybody will like. We are a community made of people who like all kinds of things. So if you think about a comedy night because you're into comedies, also do not think that we do only live action. More than half of the student body is in animation. So we define ourselves as storytellers. So if you think about something that perhaps will appeal mostly for animators, put it there, because SFEO will find a way to make it happen, perhaps. That was it.
Thank you. Zara.
Hi. Okay. So I just want to let you guys know that we're going to be having a meeting next week. It's going to be on Friday, September 11th, and it's going to start at 12 p.m. And this is when we're going to nominate new officers for fall 2020. The positions that are open are vice president, secretary, treasurer, and public relations. And we would love to see you all there, just, so we can, all get to know each other, nominate people for positions, and, even bring up ideas about what could potentially happen with SFBO for the fall of 2020. Where for the nominations, you can either nominate yourself or you can nominate someone else, and then we'll have we'll go over the list and we'll have a poll and we'll vote on it. And it's going to be a really fun event, but it'll also be, that's when we get to know each other and choose new leadership for SFBO.
Thank you very much. Again, the first year students or even the current students who didn't join the SFEO, if you go ahead and then join the SFEO, next time I see you, I will buy you a big dinner and you will enjoy that organization a lot too. Okay? So next, we want to introduce our wonderful MFA program, the students, the graduate students.
Sir, if we see you again on Friday, you'll give us a meal?
Somebody saying.
You will.
Okay, next.
Online, a virtual meal.
Or I can call the restaurant to deliver the food to you. Right?
Good idea.
Good.
Okay, Professor Weiss, do you want to say things before we move on?
No.
Bart, your microphone is on mute. Please unmute your microphone.
Sorry, my bad. I just wanted to say that becoming a leader in SFEO could really change something in your life. That people who have done this in the past, it's really helped their future in getting places and doing things. And if filmmaking is the career that you want to be doing, these are the kind of things that can really change the course of what happens to you. So
Absolutely.
If it's something you want to do, you'll learn a lot in the process. You'll make all kinds of contacts outside of the area and inside of the area that will just make a big difference in your life. And if you think about a life in filmmaking and a life in service, they're in sync and both of them serve each other.
And I just saw the question that are the meetings going to be virtual all year? Again, it's hard to say for now, but we are carefully observing what's happening due to COVID-19. So it depends on those main factors, right? So until we can actually have a meeting in person, yes, a lot of events will be online, but I really, hope that we will be able to meet in person in a very near future. So we will see, okay? Okay, now let's talk about our graduate students. Hindin here to welcome you.
Hi guys, can y'all hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My name's Hindin. I'm a second year MFA student as of right now. I went through the undergrad program. I did almost 4 years of it, so I have a pretty good handle on how it's supposed to be navigated and stuff. I actually went into the program wanting to be an editor. I've been editing since 2009. I started on a Windows Movie Maker, a throwback program. I don't even think it exists anymore. So I really love editing. So that was kind of my goal as I entered the program. But once I finished my undergrad degree, I realized I really liked directing and I really liked teaching. And I didn't really see teaching as an option up until the end. So I think I think Noah mentioned he might want to go into teaching film. If you want to get in touch, we can have a meeting and I can talk to you more about the grad program. I think it's a really great program that you can totally curate and design to satisfy your needs and your desires for once you graduate. A lot of the MFA students, they all come from different walks of life, different disciplines, different ages. They have totally different backstories, and I think we're a really great team that have different specialties. So if you are wanting to go into animation, I think Emma is in the chat. Emma is a great animator. She's amazing, great storyteller. And, you know, we would just like to connect with the undergraduate a little more than we have in the past. I think a community is really important, especially when you're in film, because you can't make a good movie by yourself. So we are open to just chatting with you. I'm currently teaching the Cinema Production 1 class this semester, so I think 1 or 2 of my students are in here, so hi. I mentioned to them at the beginning of the semester that I think this is a really great time to be a filmmaker and a storyteller because of how challenging the current circumstances are. But if you create something great out of this time, you can create something great out of anything, basically. So I hope you enjoy your time here in the Cinematic Arts program. The faculty are really great and the students are really great. So definitely reach out if you need help or just want to pick somebody's brain. Everyone's really open to that. And I guess now we'll watch a little video that one of the other master's students put together.
Okay, thank you, Hin. Also, many of you guys will see those graduate students in the class as a TA or sometimes as an instructor. And also, you will also join their productions to work together. You know, one of the main suggestions I have is that in order to learn filmmaking, it cannot be just happen in the classroom settings. You need to go to the place and then work on the set as a main crew and create the movie whenever you can. That's the best way to learn about filmmaking. So I hope that you guys will get to know the graduate students really well. This time, in order to welcome you, the graduate students make a short video. So only 1 minute 40 seconds. I hope you will enjoy.
Hi. Hello and namaste.
My name is Emma Bressbauer. My name is Cindy Thomas. This is Kelly Gray Barbano.
My name is Zachariah Kuzno. My name is Travis Patton. This is me, Valmiki Pokhral from Nepal. My name is Chin Williams.
Hi, I'm Sierra Clark.
My name is Hyundin, and I am in my first semester of my second year as an MFA student at UTA.
I'm entering my third year.
I'm starting my second year.
Going through my first year at grad school.
I'm a first-year grad student. I'm a first-year grad student studying film.
I'm a grad student at UTA in my first year.
And I'd like to welcome you everyone to this wonderful family of cinematic arts. And welcome to the UTA Cinematic Arts Department.
Wishing everybody a happy fall semester.
And I guess the best way to get to know us would be to look at some clips. So let's do that.
Woo!
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little video clip. Again, as I mentioned, in the future, all of you guys will have an opportunity to make a film together. Okay, the next one I have is about the production safety guidelines. Again, we are in the very unusual circumstances right now, but we also need to create the film. Even though some may say this is just too difficult in this particular situation to make a movie, but then you know what? That's why we are filmmakers. We are very creative people. No matter what, we will be able to find a great way to make a wonderful movie, right? So, but also at the same time, we want to make sure that you and you
my wife is an office for that.
will be safe. So let's invite Professor Wise. He will go over the production safety guideline.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can all of you see the guidelines that I've posted here? So we'll go through this very quickly. I am sure all of you have seen this document because I know that all of your faculty have given you this and put it on Canvas. And because we put it on Canvas, I know you've all read it thoroughly. So I will try to go through this. It's really important that you're safe. Filmmaking is a very difficult art, and we often are so busy doing things and we have so much passion that it's very easy for us to forget and get too close to somebody, or to not have our mask on, or do something that could really put us in danger. And it's very, very important that we be careful and we live through this COVID, because living is really important. You can tell stories if you're dead, right? And we have these stories we need to tell. So there are sort of the 4 areas that we want to talk about and how you need to be safe during them. Pre-production, distancing, sanitation, and enforcement. So when imagining the films and projects you're going to go through, imagine them in ways that can be safe. Write things with only 2 performers on them. And I think that makes a real difference. It's a challenge. I know it's great to have a lot of people on there, but having only 2 people means you can be safe. All scripts and productions should include minimal locations. Okay, so you don't want to be going all over the place. And if you can have exteriors, exteriors are obviously safer than interiors. And if you're doing interiors, try to make sure there's good ventilation there. Small amount of crew, so don't do something where you've got dolly shots and you're going to need grips and a whole lot of crew, because there's a good chance with a lot of people on your set that bad things will happen and you won't be safe. All 2020 fall student productions need to be approved by supervising faculty. So the point is, we want to make sure as you're going into it that you're not putting yourself into danger and that you'll be safe. So that's the pre-production. Distancing. Only essential people, crew and cast should be on the set. 6 feet, we all know 6 feet, unless absolutely necessary, and make sure you have your mask on and everybody has their mask on. It's very important. Avoid unnecessary physical contact and touching your face. We all know that. Increase physical space between cast and crew members. No crew member should be near the cast unless they absolutely have to, and make sure you keep the distance. Actors should do their own makeup if they can, or they can come there with makeup, or you can use Zoom to deal with the makeup, but that's really important. And also, if you're using a lavalier, you can give the lavalier to the actor and the actor can put the lavalier on rather than have the sound person put it underneath the shirt and work with it in that kind of way. Sanitation, all cast and crew must wear a mask when not on camera. Okay, this is a must. It's absolute must. Sanitation stations, hand sanitizers should be visible and available in all areas of the set. It's a good idea, if nothing, to have like little spray things you can have in your pocket, so no matter what else is going, you can sort of deal with that. Cast and crew should also be required to frequently wash their hands with soap and water. So that means when you're doing pre-production, think about, is there a place where we can wash our hands with soap and water so that we can be effective doing that? Provide disposable disinfecting wipes so that commonly used surfaces can be wiped down before each use. Individually wrapped catering and craft services. So I know that it is not really great for the environment to have all this extra wrapping, but it's important to be safe. So even though it might be nice to have handmade things that are not wrapped, please get wrapped things so we can be safe. Sets, props, wardrobes, workstations, and other commonly touched items should be disinfected frequently. Secure additional crew who can supervise and protocol this protocol for that. So the idea is, if you have a family member or a good friend who could just be there to observe, because like the crew are like working, but if you have somebody watching, they could just say, move away a little bit. Let's be safe. We all want to live. And it would be good to have an extra observer to make sure you're doing okay. Enforcement. I'm sorry, this is the bad part. No admittance to the set or cast crew with symptoms of respiratory illness, including fever or cough. Okay, so just a cough, and your cough could be from a cold, but we don't want to put people in risk. And I know that the thing is, you're making your film, you have a lot of pressure, you want to get it done, you know, like you're an integral part of it. And by saying no, you've disrupted people's lives. But the disruption of getting the disease is a lot worse. So please, if you're feeling something, better to be safe and stay home. Conduct health body temperature checks of cast and crew of everyone entering your set. That means you're going to have a thermometer so you can take those. Chang-hee, do we have any of those like ones you can squirt that we can check out? I guess not. But having a thermometer is an important thing. If you're feeling sick with a fever, cough, or difficulty breathing, stay home and immediately follow UTA procedures. Enforcement of all safety rules are the responsibility of the producer, director of the project. And if the producer or director are two different people, I would strongly recommend one person as the key person to make sure that everything is taken care of. If you do not follow the safety guidelines, you will lose your privilege to access the equipment for the rest of the semester. In addition, this general guideline, the faculty may apply additional rules. So like check in with your faculty, we will tell you. If you need to stop production due to COVID-19 related issues, please contact your faculty. I understand we have pressure, we want to do things, you want to get a good grade, but we will find ways around the problem you have to keep you safe and to keep you making films and to have you back next semester, next year, to have you graduate and to have a great career. So these are your guidelines. We've thought about this all summer, and we want you to make sure that you follow them very carefully. Back to you, Chang-hee.
Thank you so much, Professor Wise. Maybe some of you guys have questions, but then again, at the end of our meeting, you will have a Q&A. Also, anything unclear, you can also talk to your faculty. And again, we are here to help you, but also at the same time, the most important thing is that we want to make sure that you will be in the safe environments, right? So please, if you have any additional questions, you can talk to the faculty or you can email me and we will help you and we will answer your questions. Next one I have, it's about diversity and inclusions, and then Professor Newton will talk about that.
Thanks, Chang-hee. So again, I'm Patty Newton, still Patty Newton. I want to welcome everybody to the UTA Cinematic Arts program. We're delighted that you're joining us. There's been a lot of renewed focus on diversity and inclusion in light of recent events that actually started back in 1619. As artists who believe that a camera is the most powerful tool to affect change, recent events further signify this reality. You will find a healthy representation and diversity in the work of our students and our faculty. We actively foster an inclusive environment while promoting an understanding of all viewpoints that represent our diverse community of faculty, staff, and students. As faculty, we incorporate a curriculum focused on identity, privilege, bias, and oppression. UTA has designated an additional $25 million in scholarships to address student diversity and especially the financial concerns of first-generation college students. There's a lot of resources available on campus for everyone. Employee training will soon include implicit bias, microaggressions, upstander to bystander, cultural competence, creating welcoming, diverse environments, and cultural conflicts. However you identify, no matter how many intersectionalities you carry, we commit to you to go beyond performative allyship, to dare to have uncomfortable conversations so that we can teach and learn, or so that we can all teach and learn, and re-examine how we as artists represent author, and give voice to those who aren't heard. In her recent book, I'm Still Here, Austin Channing Brown writes, sorry, reading off of something here. We stand in the shadow of hope. Get involved, build your network. You've heard that a lot today. Build your network, join SFVO. That's a great place to start building your network and in your classes. Make films, get an internship, and let's all get into good trouble. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Professor Newton. The next one, Professor Pinkston will explain about equipment checkout process for this semester.
Hello again. We're in the middle of changing our software, and I'm going to bring up some screen shares in just a little bit so you can at least have kind of a visual on this. Currently, we're using a software that is called EQ Checkout. And let me see if I can bring this up and show you. We're also going to have all of these links that we'll send out to everyone. But let me bring this first one up. And let's see, we want to share. And this is the one that should pop up. Hopefully we can see that. Can we see that? Cheng-Yi? Great.
Yes.
All right. It's got a very long address, but we will send this out to you. The very, very first time that you use this system, you'll need to put in your UTA EDU email. Okay, well, let me start over. The very first time, you won't even do that. You'll actually come down here to this bottom where it says create a new account. You're a brand new student to the system. This is where you would click first. You don't have your email or password in, so you'll go and create a new account. What we need is your name, your UTA email. You will create a password. We will not have access to that. So if you lose your password, there are facilities for you to put in a new one. We don't have access. We can't even look it up. And the last thing that we need minimum is a cell phone number so that we can contact you, either by text or by calling you. So this is what you'll need to do in order to get into the checkout system. That's step number one. Number two is going to be with us in the checkout room, checking your email with the different professors to make sure you are a legitimate film student. The reason why I say that is we may have someone that is in architecture or maybe someone that's in an English class, and they know that there's an equipment room over in the art building. We have to make sure that the equipment is there for you because you're taking these courses. This software is only going to be used up until the 18th of this month. In other words, this is a system that we'll use if you need to check something out. The 18th is a Friday, and the equipment will be turned in the next week because the next week we're actually going to be starting a new system. And I will see if I can bring this up and show you at least sort of the front end of this other software. And yes, we really are getting into the 21st century. This software is going to allow us not only to use the equipment and check it out and keep maintenance logs and things such as that, but it's also going to allow the photo area to do that, have their own inventory. The visual communications will be able to use it. And other sections of the art and art history, we have a nice software that will be coming in that can be utilized by several sections in the art and art history department. This will be announced through emails to let you know when and where you can go in order to get into this system. So I will exit out of that for just a moment and let you know that I finally have the crew members that are going to be helping out with checkout. We have two work studies. We have one part-time person, and we also have an MFA student that will be helping out in the area. At this point, the checkout room is only going to be available on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The reason for that schedule is because all of these people have different commitments, mostly school, and we can't have them trying to run the place and also be in their classes at the same time. I also put myself in the mix, so I'm on the schedule as well, so that if someone weren't able to make it to the checkout system, then I would be able to cover for them. And I'm also a backup in that if we get a lot of people in, or we have people queued out in the halls, 6 feet apart, of course, we will be able to get your orders in and out very quickly. So at one point, we may have 3 people that would be working in the checkout area. To repeat, we're going to send out this information. You'll be able to put in your UTA email. You'll set a password and a telephone number, and we will get with the professors to send us their roster so that we can see what's on the checkout and make sure that you're in a legitimate class for us. We will then have other instructions on how you can go through and check out the equipment and what the procedure will be once you come to checkout. We can't have everyone there at the same time. So we'll have those procedures in place. That's just the quick overview. I know I had only about 5 minutes. Hopefully that kind of gives you the overview of this, and we'll give you much, much more information later on.
Okay, thank you, Professor Pinkston. Again, more detailed information will be provided to you through your class or from your faculty, but we wanted to give you a kind of overview what the document checkout process is. If you don't have accounts to access that software, as the Professor Pinkston explained, please create an account ASAP, because soon you need to reserve your document, check out, and then create the wonderful movie, right? And all other detailed information will be provided to you. But again, this semester, also for safety, we open our document checkout room on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, noon to 5. You know, we as a filmmaker, one of the important things we need to do, we plan things early, and we also make a backup plan, okay? So make sure that you know your shooting schedule, you know what equipment you need to access. You definitely want to make that reservation early and double check everything's fine. Also, when you check out the equipment, you want to double check every single gear you are going to check out to make sure that it's in a proper working conditions. Again, it's a really important habit you want to develop as a filmmaker, because on set, sometimes things happening beyond your expectations. And how you are going to solve those issues or problems, that's a really important thing we need to know as a filmmaker. So even though checking out the equipment, you think this is just a small thing, not really. It's a very important process for your film production. So please read that guideline carefully, understand the checkout process, and then do things early. That's one of the main suggestions I wanted to give it to you. Yes, David?
I just wanted to add, all the people in the checkout are familiar with all of the equipment. You can ask us questions at any time about how the equipment is operated, or where you need to change batteries, what is required in order to get your project done. You don't want just to get a microphone. You may have to have a boom pole, you may have to have a cable. So we want to make sure that you have a complete order whenever you go out. You may have overlooked something the first time. All the people in checkout are very, very knowledgeable of this. We're not like someone that just works in a warehouse and we only check in and out. We're knowledgeable of this, and we're happy to help you anytime.
Thank you very much. So now I will move to some of the student handbook informations, mainly about our revised curriculum you guys will see in the very near future. And also I want to briefly talk about end of the semester screening events, and also CPR and advising and some other important informations. I know it's been already an hour and 13 minutes. Maybe some of you guys feel that, oh, it's now getting kind of boring. So I will make it quick so that we will have a bit longer time to have a Q&A. Okay, so please bear with me. And hopefully this will be a very interesting information to you guys. Okay, so during the summer, the entire cinematic art faculty, we always think about how we can make our program better, how we can serve our students better, right? So based on the students' inputs and then student survey we conducted, we came up with this new curriculum plan. It's currently in process to be approved, and I'm sure that it will be approved in the near future. So just want to give you some basic overview. So some of you guys are now in introduction to film or maybe introduction to screenwriting, right? We changed those course names since now we have new area named Cinematic Arts, and also this name will reflect the course contents a lot better. So in the future, you will see the course name Cinema Production 1 and Screenwriting 1. Please do not be confused. It's a name change to reflect the area name change and also better indicates what students will learn in that class. And then soon, we will have a new class. We try to make this one as a university core class, and this is a film aesthetics and analysis. So you will learn how to make a film and how to write a good story, but also you learn very important film aesthetics theories and how you analyze the film so that you could bring what you learn in those classes to actually make your movie, right? I'm sure that you as a film lover and film students, you watch the movie all the times. Okay, this is a really important thing. We learn so much from other films and we sort of discover the weakness or strengths and then see how I can do a better job if I direct that movie. So a lot of those film studies class or theory class, you definitely want to take it so that way you can actually make a stronger movie. And then once you finish your first year, you will take a cinema production 2, and then all the wonderful, 300 or 400 level wonderful advanced courses you are going to provide. Okay, so now we have 2 different directing classes, and I'm sure many of you guys also want to be a director, and do you know how to direct actors, right? So you will take a directing 1 and also directing 2, and you will learn more about cinematography and editing and so on. So I'm going to show you some other 3,000 or 4,000 upper level production courses. I was not able to indicate everything in this one page because there are so many, okay? We are giving you a lot of options to study different areas of cinema productions here. And then there will be a screenwriting 2, and then film as art, another important film studies class. And then once you finish your second and third year, boom, now you will make your final thesis film and you will enjoy the public screenings, your senior exhibitions, and so on, okay? So some of the example upper level courses here, again, there are a lot here, directing 2, and then all the wonderful animation courses too, motion graphics, 2D, 3D animations, and digital visual effects, and so on. And also it depends on the genre you want to work on more. You could take video arts, documentary, commercial, fiction, and so on. And other important cinematic techniques you can also focus on if you take editing, sound, producing, and other special topic classes. So all the faculty are very excited about this new curriculum plan. And I'm sure that you'll also enjoy that along the way to graduate. And once time comes, which means you're advising, then we will give you a lot of more detailed explanation about those possible courses you can take. And then based on your passion, your interest, you can select a course. And then that will help you to be a better filmmaker for sure. So for the advising, please check your email often. Okay, as you know, our department has an advising office, and they send out those emails to you guys, especially important advising dates and things you need to prepare for your actual advising. You guys will meet with us, our faculty members, and then you will talk about which course you are going to take. So please, for the advising, check your email often. And if you have any questions about course selection, feel free to email me, text me, or of course you can talk to your faculty. We are here to help you select the courses in the future. Another important term you need to know, we call CPR, okay? What is CPR? Here the CPR stands for Concentration Portfolio Review, and there are two different things, 21 hours and 36 hours. So once you select the cinematic art as your concentrations, we do want to make sure that you will make a proper progress, right, to be a great filmmaker. So once you take 21-hour total credits in your concentrations, you submit all the great works you did, either film, photography, or paintings, drawings, and so on. All of our faculty will review your works, and then we'll have a conversation. We'll give you a suggestion that, hey, you did an amazing job here, but for your next course of studies, how about focus on this area a bit more? That way you can make better movie, or you feel that if you work on these particular areas of filmmaking, even you can make more interesting film. So this CPR is the one we will use to help you. We want to give you a suggestions so that you will know what areas you need to focus on a bit more, okay? So you will hear more about this CPR from our advising office, and then they will provide you the clear guideline and clear due dates, what you need to provide so that your faculty will review your wonderful works, okay? So for now, I just want to give you a brief explanation of what CPR is, and again, you will get more information about that too. Next one is a really exciting news. As you saw at the beginning of today's events, you saw that the time-lapse footage from our drive-in screening events, right? When COVID happened, everybody thought, oh, maybe this time we cannot have this public screening. But we as a filmmaker, again, we don't easily give up. We came up with this creative idea that then what if we do the drive-in screening, then people can watch our student films in a safe way, right? So that's what we did. And for now, we made the exact same plan for the end of the semester screening this semester. So mark on your calendar, December 12th, Saturday, we will have these amazing events. You as a filmmaker, definitely you want to see how your audience will respond to your movie. That's a great learning experience, right? From there, we learn so much. So please mark on your calendar. More information about these screening events will be provided again. But for now, remember these dates, and all of us will get together in a safe way and celebrate your amazing films, okay? And then another great opportunity for the students, Maverick Film Productions, okay? Our area has this wonderful in-house production company. We create a lot of different kinds of videos and films for UTA and also the clients outside the campus. The way this production company works, we work with our students, graduate students or undergraduate students, they join the productions. So if you want to know more about this production opportunity, how you can join this production as a crew, simply email me or text me. I will explain a lot more. For now, we already received more than 7 different production requests. Due to the pandemic, there are more and more people out there who need to create the wonderful video. Okay, so there are a lot of production opportunities. Sometimes it's a simple promotional video productions. Even we will do the live streaming productions. There are a lot of different kinds. And if you join that production as a crew, you will get a lot of, amazing experience. And depending on the productions and crew size, you will also get paid. So that's a great opportunity. So, in order to save our time, I'm not going to read every single sentence on this slide, but at least you have some idea about what Maverick Film Productions is. And then again, please email me or contact me if you have more questions, okay? And one very last thing I wanted to share, let me exit this one. I will show you this new YouTube channel our area launched, okay? So we have our Vimeo channel. So if you know what Vimeo is, it's like a YouTube, but more professional filmmakers and independent filmmakers are using Vimeo to upload their films and so on. So we used to use the Vimeo as a way to present some of our student films and what kind of amazing films our students made in the past. But then also at the same time, we noticed that YouTube became very popular, right? So we launched our YouTube channel. So easy way, as you see here, if you just type Cinematic Arts UTA, you will be able to get into this Cinematic Arts YouTube page. One thing I want to suggest, please subscribe this channel, okay? Then whenever there is a new video uploaded, you will get a notifications, and then you will be able to watch those amazing works and things, okay? So the last thing, again, I want to introduce is Cinematic Arts YouTube. And then right now on this website, we have our promotional video. Again, it's made by students and very short. I'm going to show you this one as a sort of final concluding remark. And then after that, we will have our Q&A, okay? Does it work now?
A lot of
Yes, we're good.
really like script writing is about story, but it's about like escapism. People watch movies to escape from their own reality. For me, the best escapism stories are the ones that seem the most real, like a slice of life.
Art direction impacts a story by really pushing the narrative, whether it's about plot or character, really tell a lot of what the situation of the story is going on, whether it's character or just background.
Camera can tell a story in a lot of different ways, from the angle that you're shooting, the framing that you have, the empty space that you're leaving, or how you filled the frame, all is part of telling the story. It creates a feeling the viewers don't even realize.
You always want to think about how the cut impacts the audience and how, you're contributing to the story with that cut. Every project's going to be a little different. It's going to have a different approach compared to like a documentary versus a narrative, as long as you're serving the story, in the best way that you can.
I like lighting because there's so many different qualities to lighting in terms of texture, softness, intensity, and each one of those tells the story in a different way despite changing nothing else about the scene, the characters, the writing. A lot of people aren't thinking of lighting per se when they're writing a scene. One of the most useful things you can do is not just think about how the scene would be lit, but how would the characters be lit.
I think what I enjoyed the most is being able to meet new people and see what ideas they have. It's always interesting to see what backgrounds they come from and what kind of films they want to make. I think it says a lot about them.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the promo made by one of our students. And hopefully next time when we create the promo, we can also include the video clips from New York movies and your interviews and things. So now I want to ask you a little favor. If you don't want to, it's okay. I know probably you mute your mic, you block your videos and things. But for Q&A, if you guys are okay, I'm sure that you look a lot better than I am, right? I'm the one who always want to be behind the camera. When I have a meeting with my faculty, I don't usually show my ugly face, okay? But for these special events, I decided to show my ugly face. So if you don't mind, if you just turn on your video maybe microphone you can still unmute, so that way, you know, we can have a better communications, and then we will have a Q&A. So is it okay if you can, please turn on the video, and then we'll have a Q&A all together. Thank you. Thanks for doing that. Okay, so now we'll have a Q&A. Wow, it's nice to see some new face here. I'm very excited. The future amazing filmmakers here. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for showing that. I know we as a filmmaker, we show the film to speak, but you know, we are all filmmakers and now we are family. So it's nice to see you guys' face. So let's have some conversation here. So if you have any questions about our program or what we discussed today, any questions, please feel free to ask your questions. Hin, would you mind if I assign you as a person to see who raised the hands? So that way, no one will say at the same time, and then you can sort of announce that person will speak then. Is it okay?
Yeah, I can do that.
It's better than my voice anyway, so. Okay, thank you. So anyone want to ask a questions or any comments?
Noah, you can go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as far as things like getting actors and fabricating props and stuff like that, is that all going to be done through the different departments at UTA, or are we getting actors and prop fabricating and stuff like that within the Cinema Arts program?
Is there anyone, I'm sorry. Is there anyone else who want to answer the questions? I mean, I can, but I don't want to be the only person who will talk. So anyone among faculty or students, anyone who want to answer the questions?
Traditionally, I'll take it. Traditionally, the cast, we have a lot of different resources where you can find cast. Short answer is the student pretty much does all of that. We have equipment to check out and things like that. But we have the theater department has a lot of students that we keep a database of their headshots, and you can, quickly look through, and then set up a casting session. Virtual will work just fine. To locate your actors, and there's other resources backstage. There's a lot of actors here in Dallas, Fort Worth, a ton actually of commercial work. So you have really high quality actors, and then your colleagues, as you grow your network, your friends, people in your classes also will be able to say, oh, this is a really great person. Or you'll see when you go to our screening, end of the semester screening, that was, really good, and you make a note of it and, talk to the filmmaker or whatever. But so casting would work like that. Props and things like that as well is, on your own, more or less. If there's something in the department that we have that can work as a prop, certainly you're welcome to inquire. The museum, things like that. Gallery obviously is kind of outside of our purview, but as far as other props, either students build them, buy them, borrow them, rent them, whatever.
Let me add to that. So indeed, the theater department could be a real help. The person who's in charge of the acting area, Felicia, you can email her and she will send an email out to all theater students. So that's a really good resource we have. And you should at some point get an email or something from your faculty telling you how you can use Backstage. There's a certain way we can have access to that for free, and that's a great way to access that. Also, if you happen to know people in the theater department, they have a prop. They make props and they do all those things. And while we don't have an official connection to that area, if you get to know those people, they might be able to help you.
I also kind of left that information on the chat. every semester we also do a public auditions. But due to the COVID-19, it will be too difficult to do so. But if you want to access that data, because we collect every single headshots and their contact information and so on. So, if you talk to your faculty, they will let you know where you can get those, the data about all the auditions we had in the past. Okay. Do we have other questions? Since Hin is watching this, if you use that raise your hand buttons on the Teams, then once we notice that, we will let you speak. That way we could have a lot, the better communication. Usually if there is no question, it means two different possibilities. Number one, hey, it's boring, just call it a day. Or number two, oh, you guys explain so well, so I don't have any questions. So I don't know, but please, or you don't have to ask a question, but if you want to just speak, share anything you wanted to share, that's totally fine too. Don't be shy. Really, you don't have any other questions?
While we wait for questions, this is kind of an announcement that is connected to Noah's question in terms of acting. As you guys know, COVID has changed a lot of the process that we go through. That includes shooting together, makeup, etc. So the advanced production class is actually putting together, at the same time as we're doing controlled shootings for our own class content, we're putting together a video instructional for safety process, safety protocols on set that includes working with actors under the situation that we went through, and also doing makeup, distance makeup. So if anybody has a specific question about it, you can contact me. This video should be ready in around a month and a half for everybody to watch, and it's going to be interactive, so you can watch a 360-degree kind of immersive process of seeing how a film shoot goes in the studio with COVID protocol.
Thank you, Danielle. Any other questions or anything you want to share? Again, I just want to reiterate that all of faculty members are really excited to have you in our community. I really wish that I can meet you in person. I can hug you. I can give you guys this little gift, and I can shake your hands. And hey, I know filmmaking is not an easy one. It's a very competitive field. But I know the students who choose this one as a major, they have something inside they really want to tell the audience. You have this golden story somewhere in your mind. I know. Just because of that reason, I will say, I love you so much. Even though I do not really know you very well in person, but just because you decide to be a filmmaker, that tells me a lot. Because we share same things. Why I decided to be a filmmaker about 19 years ago, because I'm 20 years old now. All of you guys have a different reasons to be a filmmaker, but we have something common. We have that great story we want to tell to the audience through the most powerful medium, the most powerful arts, the most powerful communication tool. Maybe if I say it, there was faculty in the painting or sculpting, they will say, no, I don't care. I do believe that the film is the most powerful communication tool we have. Okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Shanky, somebody put a question here about asking about internships.
Yes. So you can go ahead, and then Bart, you can also talk about it. And I mentioned that email me, so I can also give some more information about it. But Bart, since you know more about the internship opportunities in this area?
Well, there are a lot of great opportunities to work with all kinds of people who do different kinds of things. The important thing to think about is when is the right opportunity within your academic career to get an internship. And if this is something you're interested in, talk to faculty saying like, I really want to do something where I can do some editing, or I want to do lighting, or this is what I want, and we can try to see if we can find something for you. But if you do it too early, you may not have the skills to take advantage of it. You want to do something that's near the end of your career, so then maybe you can get a job at that place. And so it's like somewhere in your junior year, either before or after, the summer before or summer after, is a great time to try to get an internship. And just let us know. We will find something that really will work for you and help to change your life.
Thank you, Bart. Any other questions? It's very hard for me to just say goodbye and call it a day because I love to see your face a bit longer. Anything else? Okay, let's make a great semester together, make a wonderful movie. Don't forget, we are here to help you whenever you need, okay? Thank you very much then. Have a great weekend, another great week of the class. Thank you.
Welcome back, people. Welcome, people. Bye. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, everybody.
Make good movies.
Thank you, SFEO.
Make a great movie.
See you next Friday for the SFEO voting meeting.
Yes, please go to the SFEO. It will make a big difference in your life and in the area. It just really makes a big difference.
How do people connect to it? Well, is there an invite, or is there? How do they find it online?
Yeah.
The invite.
If you'll send the invite to me, I'll put it on our canvas. Make sure everybody gets it.
Okay.
All right, get some sleep. You'll need it.
We all need it.
Bye.